or comments? Who has the first question this morning? And we do have, how's that mic working?
Probably just as good as that one.
Well, we'll see if it works. Sounds like it's coming through a little bit. So if you have a question, we have, just wait and we'll bring the microphone around to you. Who has the first question? Yes, we have one.
Just speak up really loud.
Oh, that's,
Oh, it's going, it's going.
yeah, I think it's kind of a token.
This isn't one for the mic. I just was wondering if you could repeat the passage that you talked about after you talked about Jeremiah 9. What was that second passage in Jeremiah that you talked about when Jeremiah was discussing the judgment that the people would face?
Was I unclear on that? I apologize. That was actually earlier in the chapter, verse 15.
9:15?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I apologize for that.
thanks.
Now it's working.
I have, thank you, Jeremiah. I've had that brought to my attention sometimes. I don't. I just go right into the passage and don't point out the exact verse. So thank you. Who else has a question or comment? Yes.
The Pharisee.
It works.
It does work.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
The Pharisee, compared to the tax collector, and he said, I'm not like the tax collector. Whenever I read that in the past, I always kind of thought it as he was kind of being sarcastic. But I think, this morning it seems like, I think he really thought he was better than the tax collector. And that's probably the pride issue. He probably had more of a pride issue than he had anything else. He wasn't like trying to knock him down or be sarcastic. I think he really thought he was better. Can you speak to that, or am I off base on that?
Yeah. That pride thing is such a problem because it tells me I don't need God. I don't need Christ. I'm okay without him. And if we know of any group, Christ specifically says he said 2 men went to the temple to pray, and then he identifies them as a Pharisee. He doesn't just say one guy did this and one guy. He says one guy was a Pharisee and one guy was a tax collector. And this was towards the end of his ministry, after he had already declared Matthew 12. I know it's in the book, but he had declared them condemned because they had rejected him in Matthew 12, and this was afterwards. So what it seems to me he's doing there is precisely what you're saying, because we know that the Pharisees, if any group of people in the world didn't need Christ, it's hard to say. It's difficult for me to even say this right now. But the Pharisees didn't need Christ. As a group, if you were going to stay in that group, Christ was out. It was one or the other. And they truly thought they didn't need Christ. And that particular Pharisee demonstrated it. Think about it. He was already a good guy without Christ. So who needs Christ? Not him. Scary. Very scary. I think that's one of the scariest. There's a lot of scary parables. That was really scary. I'm not like these other people. Wow. Who else has a question or comment? Well, thank you for your kind attention here this morning.